So you'll just, excellent, wonderful. So welcome to our fundamentals. Super. So we're going to start by taking a nice comfortable seat. I invite you to sit cross-legged on the floor if you wish. I'm going to use this little yoga ball, which I'm enjoying at the moment, to sit on. But if it's comfortable for you to take a seat cross-legged on your mat, and just allowing yourself to find that comfort. So like it can be lovely to have that extra little bit of support under your bum if you want to have a little bit of comfort through the pelvis. So depending on the shape of your body, it might actually feel perfect for you to sit directly down onto the ground. But just finding that lovely, lovely comfort, that's what we want to focus on here. So when you've established those foundations, so those sit bones are resting comfortably either on a cushion or on the floor, you can then extend through the spine, allow the shoulders to soften, and just gently close down your eyes if that feels good, and start to focus on your breath. In through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, and out through the nose. So with each round of breath, you're just allowing yourself to settle in a little more. If it feels comfortable in your practice, you might like to deepen your breath. In through your nose, allowing your belly to expand in front of you. Out through the nose and drawing that belly back in as you allow those lungs to empty completely. And just take a couple of rounds of this beautiful balanced breath in stillness. And then you can choose to stay in stillness if you wish, or if you'd like to take a little bit of movement with me. We're going to just gently begin with an opening of the neck. You can keep your eyes closed and take a nice deep inhale with your gaze forward behind closed eyelids. And as you exhale, keeping your chin at the same height, just gently releasing your gaze over your left shoulder. So that will just gently activate the right side of your neck. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, and then on your next exhale, just gently release nice and slowly back to center. Take a nice deep inhale back in center. And as you exhale, gently releasing your gaze over the right shoulder this time. Again, keeping that chin at the same height. That lovely, gentle stretch into the left side of your neck. Keeping the shoulders nice and soft. In through the nose, out through the nose. The breath being the most important thing in our yoga practice. In through the nose. And as you exhale, gently release your gaze back to center. Inhale, the gaze up toward the ceiling, keeping a little length in the back of your neck. Opening up your throat. Take a full range of breath. And then another inhale. And as you exhale, gently release your gaze through center and keeping a little length in the front of your neck. Gently descend your chin toward your chest. So just opening up the back of the neck, keeping the shoulders soft so you can feel that stretch, maybe even into the tops of your shoulders. And on your next breath, gently inhaling the gaze back up to center. And nice deep exhale in center. And then on your next inhale, we'll gently inhale the shoulders up And just gently roll forward. Do that 3 times. And then gently roll them back. Beautiful. Come back to stillness in center. We're going to take our hands down either side of our bodies. I'm going to inhale the arms up, so stretch those arms toward the ceiling. And then taking a little twist to the right as we gently release the left hand in front, the right hand behind, keeping those sit bones rooted. And take a couple of rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, gently extending those arms back up into the sky and returning to center. And as you exhale, twisting to the left, right hand in front, left hand behind. Beautiful. You can let them touch the ground if they do. Enjoy your breath. And take a nice deep inhale and extend those arms back up toward the ceiling. And release down by your sides. Beautiful. Take one more lovely seated twist. So just gently taking a nice deep inhale in center, drawing your right hand to your left knee. And as you exhale, just gently twisting over to the left, allowing your left hand to land behind you. And as you inhale, you might find yourself gently extending through the spine. And as you exhale, you might soften a little more into this twist. Just finding what feels just lovely for you this evening. Enjoy your breath. One last deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly release back to center. Gorgeous. Nice deep inhale. And take your left hand to your right knee. And allow your right hand to land behind you. Again, enjoy your breath. If it feels good, extending the spine on the inhale. And gently softening into your twist on the exhale. One last deep inhale here. And then on your exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly untwisting back to center. Beautiful. Taking your time with the movement, we're just gently going to make our way down to lying out on the mats. Before you come to full stillness, just bend up those knees and take that lovely windscreen wipering of the knees side to side. Beautiful. Take that out of my way. When it feels comfortable, you can come back to stillness. And it might feel more comfortable for you to keep the knees bent up, or it might feel really good to lengthen out completely. Just sensing into what your body is asking for this evening. When you've come to that stillness, taking a little scan of your body, noticing if there's anything you can do to make yourself even more comfortable here. Make that adjustment. We're seeking out comfort and space in our yoga practice. Get the most from the time we spend together here and the greatest benefit to bring forward with us. Gently tune into your breath. Just begin to become aware of the natural movement of your body with your breath. As you inhale, allowing your belly to gently rise, to make space for that diaphragm, to drop those lungs to fill. And then as you exhale, allowing that gentle return of the belly button toward the spine so that you can expel every last drop of air from those lungs. Seeking out this balanced breath to begin by just gently adding a count to your breath on your next inhale. And then balancing that count. So if your count is 4 on your inhale, you'll exhale for 4 also. Enjoying this beautifully balanced breath. Potentially the first time today that you've given yourself that time, that space, that attention to your breath. If it feels comfortable in your practice, the invitation is to begin to integrate a pause into your breath cycle. So after you've taken your full, lovely inhale, pause at the top of that inhale, even just for a beat, with those lungs full. And then exhale. At the bottom of your exhale, pausing again at the bottom to allow those lungs to empty. This beautiful integration of the pause into your breath cycle, deeply strengthening for your respiratory system. Balancing retention and contraction of breath for optimum lung health. Who wouldn't want that? Enjoy your breath. If it's comfortable in your practice, the invitation now is to gently begin to extend your exhale. So if you're inhaling for 4, maybe pausing for 2, let's see if you can exhale for 6. Adding the length of your inhale and your pause to create the length of your exhale. Take 2 more rounds, exploring the exhale, that lovely extension of the exhale. And then gently, after that second round, just allow your breath to revert to its most natural and most easeful state. And again, like you did at the start of practice, just taking a little scan through body and mind, noticing the effect of just a few minutes of conscious breath. When it feels good, just bringing a little movement to your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, until it feels perfect to extend your arms over your head as you inhale and take a full body stretch. As you exhale, soften and release down to the mat. Inhale and lengthen. Fingertips away, toes toward your face. Exhale and soften. And do that one more time. Inhale and full stretch as long as you can be. Exhale and soften. You can draw your arms back down by your sides if they weren't there already. And just gently stepping up 1 foot at a time, knees bent, and drawing your knees in toward your chest. Our lovely little lower back rollout to begin our practice. So I didn't take a second in stillness there. My body just went, yep, roll me out. I'll go side to side, please. So just listen to your body. Your body will tell you what you need in any kind of given moment. So it might be wanting to take your knees in circles. If you do circles, do make sure that you go back as much as you go forward with the circles. You might like to just take your legs kind of almost separate to one another in like little windmills, just sensing into what your body is looking for and will thank you for tonight. Gorgeous. Whatever movement you're taking, just allowing yourself just 2 more moments, and then we're going to return to stillness in center. And just allow any energy to settle. We'll step the left foot to the mat, keeping that left knee bent, and take our belts around the ball of the right foot. So just giving these hamstrings a little bit of attention, a little bit of limbering. Gently lengthen through the right leg, keeping that lovely softness in the right knee. Gentle energy into the belt, gentle energy through that right heel as well. Spread those toes. If your belt is long enough, elbows to the mat is perfect. Just sense into your shoulders if you can keep those shoulders nice and soft. And then if all of that is comfortable, you can extend that left leg flat to the mat and make that full footprint with your left foot. And focus in on your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Just allowing yourself to soften and release here. Using your breath to really facilitate this gorgeous release of the lower right-hand side of your body. Gentle energy into that belt. Again, after another round of breath, you might like to see if maybe that right foot comes a nanomillimeter, I don't know if that even exists as a measurement, but teeny tiny bit closer towards you. Maybe comes a bit more, but just being really curious and just feeling into what point feels perfect for your practice tonight. We'll take one last deep breath here. Then you're going to gently pass both sides of your belt to your right hand, holding that left hip, that left leg stable. Imagine it's super glued to the mat. As you gently release that right leg to the right, only as much as is comfortable, while you keep that left hip and leg super glued to the mat. Checking in on those principles, the little softness in the right knee, the gentle energy into the belt and through that heel. And if it's comfortable, you can bring your left arm out from your body, but just sensing into what feels right and focusing on your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Take one last deep breath here. And then you're going to use your core muscles and your breath so that on your next round of breath, you're gently inhaling that right foot nice and slowly back to center. Slow, slow, slow. That beautiful power of the contained movement, allowing that gentle settling of energy in the center before you pass both sides of your belt to your left hand. Again, remembering to keep that left leg stable as we just gently guide that right foot just 3 to 4 inches across midline in line with your left shoulder, right femur descending, soft knee, gentle energy into that belt. And again, if it's comfortable, you can extend that right arm from your body and focus in on your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Again, this gorgeous, gorgeous release. Two more deep rounds of breath here. And then gently, gently releasing that right foot nice and slowly back to center, allowing that lovely settling of energy in center, and then gently drawing that right knee in toward the right side of your chest and holding on to that knee. So you're continuing to lengthen the left leg, holding on to the right knee, just gently focusing in on your breath. Just gives a lovely stretch into the base of the spine. Enjoy that breath. And begin that beautiful circling of that right foot, allowing the last creaks and cracks and pops of release through the right lower side. Gorgeous. And then gently extend that right leg, nice and slowly. Just take a few moments to feel into that. And maybe it feels softer, maybe it feels a little bit flatter than the left side. Knowing that you have released so much physical and emotional stress and tension through that simple sequence. Gently stepping up those feet again, knees bent. This time keeping your right foot into the floor, that right knee bent as you draw your left knee in toward the left side of your chest. And take that belt and draw it around the ball of your left foot, this time just below those toes. Lengthening that left leg, soft knee, always focusing on those lovely soft knees, little micro bend. Gentle energy into the belt, spread those toes. Gentle energy through that left heel. Again, you can allow the elbows to rest softly on the mat. And if all that feels good, you can extend that right leg flat to the mat, making that full footprint with the right foot. And again, remembering to hold that right leg steady in place there for ourselves. That's really holding us so nicely in this sequence. Spread those toes, those left toes, and focus on the breath. In through the nose and out through the nose, creating this beautiful release through the left lower body. After the next round of breath, you might like to see if you've created any extra little bit of space in that left leg. That left foot might come a little closer, just being really curious in your practice. If it does move, just allowing it to move to the perfect point for you. And then we'll just breathe. Breathe into that beautiful space you're creating through the left lower body. One last deep breath here. Then again, imagine that super glue has been poured out on the right side of your mat this time. So your right hip, your right leg remains solid to the mat. As you gently pass both sides of the belt to your left hand and gently release that left leg to the left, only as much as is comfortable, while that right hip, that right leg remains stable. Beautiful. Focusing in on the breath, making sure you've got those lovely principles in the left leg, soft knee, gentle energy to the belt, gentle energy through that heel. And if it's comfortable, you can extend that right arm from the body, or you can just keep it down by your side or on your tummy, whatever feels really good. Enjoy your breath, in through the nose and out through the nose. This beautiful second stage of our left lower body release sequence. One last deep breath here. And then again, you're going to use those core muscles and the breath so that on your next breath, you're gently inhaling that left leg nice and slowly, nice and contained, back to center. Beautiful. Allow that lovely settling in center. Again, remember that right leg is still super glued as we gently pass both sides of the belt to the right hand. And just draw that left leg just a couple of inches across midline. That left femur descending. Again, lovely soft V, gentle energy into that belt. If it feels comfortable, you can extend that left arm from the body and just focus in on your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. One last deep breath here. And then gently inhale that left leg nice and slowly back to center. Pause and settle in center. And then gently draw that left knee in toward the left side of your chest. Hold that knee in place and just allow yourself to breathe here. Again, just stretching into that left side of that psoas muscle at the base of the spine. Connecting our legs to our body. Pretty powerful, don't you think? Gently beginning to circle that left foot. Again, releasing any of those lovely little creaks or cracks. About 5 times in each direction. And then gently extending that left leg fully, just sensing into that gorgeous feeling of release through the low body that you've created. One deep breath here. And then we're going to bring ourselves up to our hips next. So we're keeping our backs on the mat as we step up the knees to just about hip width apart. And we're going to take the right ankle over the left knee. Gently draw that left leg to tabletop. If that's comfortable, you can keep that left leg, that left foot into the mat and just gently push your right knee away. Or if it's comfortable to bring that left knee to tabletop, you can use your hands or your belt in behind that left thigh. Keep those sit bones, backs of the shoulders, back of the head, back to the mat. And then gently activate opposing energy, left knee towards your right knee away. Open up that right hip. As soon as you activate that awareness with that super subtle movement, just breathe into that space in your right hip. Nice deep breaths. Let's remember the depth of the breath that we used at the start, because it's with the breath that we're going to create the most impact in our physical practice. Breathing into that space expands the space and allows us to rejuvenate that part of our body with all of that beautiful prana or life force energy. And we transport through the body with the breath. One last deep breath into that right hip. And then gently, gently, like all our movements, nice and contained, take that left foot to the mat, release that right foot back, and just take a moment or two to feel into that lovely space that you've created in the right hip. Knowing that we're going to do it for the left right now. Gently drawing your left ankle over your right knee. And again, you can keep that right foot into the mat and just draw your left knee away. Or if it is comfortable, taking that right leg to tabletop, drawing the hands or your belt in behind that right thigh. Backs of the sit bones, back of the head, back of the shoulders to the mat. Gently activate that opposing energy. Right knee towards you, left knee away, super subtle movement. That just gently activates that left hip. Breathing into that space. Again, remembering to engage that depth of breath all the way into your left hip. Enjoy. One last big deep breath into that left hip. And then gently, gently release that right foot to the mat. Release that left. And again, let's allow that lovely settling of energy into the space created. We're going to take a nice little happy baby pose to continue working into our hips. So gently drawing the knees a little bit wider than your chest, so that they're going towards your armpits, drawing your hands in between your legs, so they're against the inside of your calf. And if you can, catching the baby toe edge of your feet with your hands or using your belts. The belts are brilliant to kind of extend our arms, make us into our very own Stretch Armstrongs. Remember those dolls? They were great. So we're going to gently draw the soles of the feet toward the ceiling as we allow the sit bones and knees to descend toward the mat. Again, just breathing in here. Now, your body might just gently want to sway a little bit here. That's perfect. Just stay in control of the movement, noticing the impact of each and every movement. Nice, beautiful breath. We'll take 2 more breaths in our happy baby. And then we're going to do that lovely transition that we do by bringing the soles of the feet together. You can bring your hands in between your legs and catch the outside of your ankles. So you've got that lovely kind of short diamond. Well, actually, it's a long diamond shape kind of on its side that you're making with your legs. And then just allow yourself to lie back and just breathe here. See with each round of breath if your heels descend like a teeny tiny bit closer toward your bum. Teeny tiny. Just allowing that breath to facilitate that gorgeous opening. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. And then you're going to release your hands. Keep the soles of your feet together. Release the hands to the outside of your thighs and just gently, gently, gently allow your feet with the soles still together come toward the mat so that you find yourself in reclined cobbler's pose, so supported by the ground, allowing us to move into the low back and start that low back release. And let's just take those arms into cactus arms or I surrender arms if that's comfortable for you, if your shoulders permit it this evening. Or you can just have your hands on your tummy or by your sides. Again, just finding whatever works so nicely for your practice. In through the nose and out through the nose. And this lovely breath facilitating a gorgeous release. One last deep breath here. And then gently draw your hands to your legs and just gently, gently, gently assist them back up so that you're back with your knees bent, your feet flat to the mat. And we're going to make our way nice and slowly to our hands and knees in whatever way feels most comfortable for you. And when we come to our hands and knees, we are going to do our lovely cat and dog flow. But the invitation is to plug your insteps in so that if you wish to integrate a kind of a child pose at the top of your cat, which can be really, really yummy, you are most welcome to. Or if you want to stick with your traditional cat dog, that's perfect too. Just finding what feels really good for you. So setting yourself up for your cat and dog flow. So we'll just, if we're taking that lovely child variation, making sure that your insteps are gently into the mat. Otherwise, you can have your toes tucked under. When you have that stacking and alignment established, just gently moving on your own breath. As you exhale, draw your chin towards your chest, curl your spine toward the ceiling. And if it's comfortable for you, you can descend your bum toward your heels. So again, we're just like, we're taking this gorgeous full spinal release and decompression through our cat and dog. As you inhale, coming back up through center, allowing your belly to descend, your heart to open, your gaze to come forward as you bring that kind of inverse arch into the back. So moving on your own breath. Oh, using your microphone as you go. We're going to take 2 more rounds of whichever cat and dog flow that you're following. And then gently come back to center. From center, we're going to make our way into downward facing dog. So gently turning over those toes, lifting up those sit bones, allowing ourselves to have that lovely dog tilt, softening those shoulders, taking a little walk of the dog if that feels good for you. That's lovely. Strengthening and lengthening through your entire body with this downward facing dog. Gently returning to stillness. And we're going to take a long kind of extend lizard lunge. So we're going to lift that right foot and gently draw that right foot to the outside of the right hand. Now, if it feels comfortable to keep that left leg extended, suspended, extended and suspended, that's really perfect. Or if you want to draw that left knee to the mat, that's good too. Finding whatever feels just perfect for you in this. Just gently taking a little bounce into your lizard lunge. Or staying in stillness. Again, allowing your body to guide exactly what it needs this evening. Maybe gently beginning to rock forward and back, if that feels good. Beautiful. Release that movement and draw your right foot back to come back to downward facing dog. And we'll take a little breath or two in the down dog. Again, any little movement, any little circles with your hips or little figure eights that feel really good. Taking any of those movements that feel just lovely. And then when you're ready, drawing that left foot up and bringing that left foot to the outside of your left hand. Again, you can keep that right knee suspended if that feels good in your practice. If that's too much, bring that right knee to the mat to give yourself that support. So it's finding whatever feels good in your practice. And again, we can take the little bounce in that lizard lunge. Or you can stay in stillness. Again, you are the boss. Gently release the bounce and just gently rock forward and back. If that feels good. Gorgeous. Release that movement and draw your left foot back. Downward facing dog again. Gorgeous. And walk the dog. Take any little movement that feels really lovely for you here. And then we'll gently walk our way to the front of the mat to find ourselves in forward fold. Inhale to half lift. So bring the palms to the shins, giving yourself that extra lovely length through the skull. Exhale, fold, plug those feet, zip those legs as we inhale and root and rise. And bring those hands down through center. Gorgeous. Okay, the heating has kicked in here. So I'm taking off this big massive jumper. And maybe taking an else up of water. We're going to do a nice wide-legged sequence. And like we're kind of, I don't know how the time goes so fast in these classes. We're on our way. Beautiful. Excellent. So coming to our mat, we're going to take a lovely wide-legged stance. Again, just sensing into what feels most comfortable for you. Allowing yourself to have that lovely neutrality in the pelvis, that gorgeous length in the spine, as if you've got a string holding your skull toward the ceiling. Soft shoulders. Gently turn that right foot 2 half turns. So those right toes are pointing to the right. That right heel is dissecting that left instep. Just going to gently bend into that right knee. So again, the alignment that we're looking for is the right knee to stack over the right ankle. The right kneecap is in line with your second toe. If you need a bit more space, use your left leg, your back leg, to kind of shimmy that space in. Again, we want that lovely neutrality, that balance in the pelvis. That imagine if you had like kind of weight plates under your 2 feet, that it would be the same weight would be into each of them. So we've established all of that foundation. We're going to inhale and float those arms above shoulder height, return them back down to shoulder height, and bring your gaze over your right middle finger. Feel that beautiful strength across your arms. That strength in the core, the power of those foundations in your warrior 2. Let's bring her a little bit of a flow here. So as you inhale, gently lengthen that right leg, soft knee. Bring the gaze back to center and extend the arms toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, gently releasing back to your warrior 2. So moving on your own breath. As you inhale, lengthen and extend. And as you exhale, soften, release into the strength of your warrior. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release when you come back to your warrior, staying in warrior 2. And as you exhale, we're coming to reverse warrior. Just gently placing the left hand to the left thigh and bringing your right hand as if you're placing a hat on your head. Enjoy your breath in your reverse warrior. In through the nose and out through the nose. On your next inhale, we're going to do a beautiful transition into triangle pose. So as you inhale, gently lengthen your right leg and windmill those arms around to bring that right hand to land ideally under the right knee. You can place some weight into it then. If it's above the right knee, just no weight can go into it. You're going to put yourself under a bit of pressure. But if it's under the knee, anywhere under the knee, you can place weight. Now you can have your left hand to your hip, or if it's comfortable, you can have that left hand extended toward the ceiling for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Again, remember to breathe. These ones can be tricky ones to remember the breath. Beautiful. 2 more deep breaths here. Look through those feet. Zip up those legs as we inhale and root and rise. Beautiful. Let's square those feet. We'll take a nice wide-legged forward fold before we move on to the other side. So again, setting up those lovely foundations. Having that lovely, like gentle, soft bend into the knee can make this really, really comfortable. Inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, fold forward to whatever point feels really good for you. So that could be up on tented fingers. You might have some books to give you a bit more height. It might be comfortable for you to be closer to the ground. So like on the palms of your hands, or even maybe on the backs of your hands. Just sensing into what feels just perfect for your practice this evening. One last deep breath in this forward fold. And plug those feet, zip up those legs as we inhale and root and rise. Bring those hands down through center. Gorgeous. Take that left foot 2 half turns now. Give yourself that time to establish those lovely foundations. Again, bending into that left knee, looking for that stacking of the left knee over the left ankle, left kneecap in line with your left second toe beside your big toe. You need more space using that back foot. Having that lovely neutrality in the pelvis, that equal weighting through the feet. Inhale, the arms above shoulder height. Draw them back to shoulder height and bring your gaze over your left middle finger. And focus in on your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Enjoy your breath here. And again, like on the other side, we are going to take a little flow here. On your next inhale, lengthening that left leg, softening. Extend those arms toward the ceiling. Gaze toward the ceiling through your hands. Exhale, release back to warrior 2. So we're moving on the breath. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Do that one more time. Inhale and lengthen. The next time you release to warrior 2, hold your warrior 2. From here, we're going to transition to reverse warrior. As you exhale, gently allowing that right hand just rest against your right thigh as you bring your left hand as if it's placing a hat on your head. Our reverse warrior. Enjoy your breath. Nice deep breaths here. Take 2 more rounds. And then our next transition is a beautiful one as we inhale and lengthen the left leg and sweep those arms around, windmill those arms around to come to triangle pose. So again, if that left hand lands anywhere below your knee, you're good to go. Just pop your weight into that left hand. If it's above your knee, make sure that you've no weight placed into it. You can have your right hand to your hip or gently extending toward the ceiling. Enjoy your breath. Triangle pose. Breathe, don't forget to breathe. One last deep breath here. Then plug through those feet, zip up those legs and inhale, root and rise. And we'll square those feet. Maybe take a little movement through the shoulders. Shoulders might be tired after that. Gorgeous. We'll take another forward fold before we come back to the mats. So plugging those feet. Again, that lovely softness in the knees, if that's good. Inhale and extend the arms. And as you exhale, fold forward. Oh, enjoy. And allowing yourself to really soften and release into your forward fold. One last deep breath here. Again, we'll plug through those feet, zip up those legs as we inhale and root and rise. And draw those hands through center. Beautiful. We're going to make our way down to the mats. And I'm not going to be doing both because I'm with child. It's really the main reason I got pregnant, right? To avoid the core work. So what you're going to do for your boat pose, you're going to come to sitting on your sit bones. Make sure you have that lovely connection of the sit bones. You're going to take your feet up, knees are bent, hands in behind the knees, and you're coming up onto your tiptoes. You're going to draw those tiptoes close to you and then allow the feet to come up. I'm going to just guide you from here. So just focus on the breath, allow yourself to find your balance. You can stay with the knees held, or if you'd like to give yourself an extra bit of a challenge, you can take your arms to either side of your body. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. If you want to deepen the experience, you can gently lengthen your right leg and hover it over the mat. And gently draw it back to center. See if you can do that without kind of moving through the other leg. Gently lengthen the left leg, hover over the mat. Again, see if you can do this without too much movement through the right. And gently draw back to center. Now see if you can extend both legs and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release back to the mat. Beautiful. Like core work is important, very important. So we're going to make our way onto our backs, do our lovely bridge pose, do a little twist, and it is Shavasana time, guys. So make sure you've got like your blanket or whatever you want for Shavasana close by so that you can pop it on when we're ready to go into Shavasana. So coming to your back, you can have your feet. Now, that was stupid, wasn't it? Putting on my socks. Oh, sure, look. So your feet are slightly wider than hip width apart. You're drawing the upper arms, the backs of the shoulders, the back of the head into the mat, and super, super, super plugging through those feet as you inhale those hips toward the ceiling. Keep plugging through the feet. That's what's going to protect your low back here. Really breathing into this beautiful opening in your chest, sensing into that movement of your breath all the way into your back body. One last deep breath here, and then use your exhale to slowly, 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 slowly release your body vertebra by vertebra back to the mat. Gorgeous. So just gently walk the feet to mat width apart. Knees are bent. And we're going to allow both knees over to the right. Bring the gaze over the left shoulder. And if it's comfortable, you can bring your arms into I surrender arms or cactus arms. Extend them from your body. Bring them down to your belly or down by your sides. Whatever feels really good for you. Enjoy your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. On your next inhale, gently releasing everything back to center nice and slowly. allowing that lovely settling in center. And then gently release both knees to the left and bring your gaze over your right shoulder. Again, whatever arm placement feels good. So whether that's cactus, extended, down by your sides, on your belly, whatever is just perfect for your practice. Enjoy your breath. On your next inhale, gently inhaling everything back to center, nice and slowly. Take your time to settle back in center, and then making your way to Shavasana. Taking whatever comfort is going to feel really good here. Hopping on your blanket, cozy jumper, cozy socks, whatever feels just lovely. You come back to the mat. Just again, taking that little scan of your body, those few moments to notice exactly what you're feeling, to notice if there's any adjustment that's going to make you more comfy, and making sure to take it. Comfort is definitely the name of the game. And gently closing down your eyes, just allowing yourself to settle into your breath. Again, taking a little reflection on how you're feeling after our shared practice. Taking these final few minutes, this most important time for the deep integration of our practice. So that those benefits that we've been working through over the last hour or so are just embedded deeply, brought forward to each breath, each thought, each movement that you make. Take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your health, to your well-being. And thinking a moment on the ripple effect of this. How much better you make the lives of those around you by engaging in this practice to make your own health better. It's a powerful thing, this yoga practice. Gently allow yourself to deepen your breath. And since we're in Shavasana, we'll move straight to the exploration of the exhale. The simple act of lengthening the exhale, slowing the exhale right down. With each deep exhalation, allowing yourself to release into the mat, to soften, to relax into this space that you have created, to move body and mind to a state of rest. We're in this state, the most wonderful, the most powerful, the most natural renewal takes place. For the next few minutes, just gently guide your awareness around your body and welcome the benefits of your practice. Welcoming that space for rest and renewal that you have created through your practice. Starting with your right foot, journey through your entire right leg. Your entire right leg. Soften. Release. Renew. To your left foot, journeying through the muscles of your entire left leg. Soften. Release. Renew. To your pelvis, deeply supported by the ground beneath you. As you gently journey your awareness through the muscles of your entire torso, all the way to the tops of your shoulders. Soften. Release. Renew. And your entire right arm, from your shoulder to the tips of your fingers. Your entire right arm. Soften. Release. Renew. The left hand, journeying through your entire left arm now, all the way to the top of your shoulder. Your entire left arm. Soften. Release. Renew. Through the muscles of your neck, across your jaw, your tongue. Soften. Release. Renew. The muscles around your mouth, around your eyes, your forehead, your scalp. Every last muscle in your body now. Soften. Release. Renew. With every breath, release a little deeper, knowing that all that's left for you to do is enjoy this feeling. With deepening breaths, introduce a little movement to your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, until it feels perfect. To roll over to your right, using your hands as a pillow. Pause here for a nice deep breath. And then really softly and gently assist yourself back to a seated position, keeping your eyes gently closed. Drawing your hands together in front of your heart and bowing your head to your own heart, to each other's heart, and the eternal heart. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. Namaste.